Squeezed between the Galloway Hills and the sea, Girvan is the largest town in the district of Carrick and the biggest settlement on the coast of Ayr, 20 miles to its north, and Stranraer, 30 miles to its south. In this documentary, I will be discussing just how exactly the coast has benefited Girvan throughout the years by looking at some of the town's attractions and its local businesses and industries. Girvan was given borough status in 1668. Over the following 200 years, it grew slowly, its wealth coming from shoemaking, weaving, and fishing. The late 19th and early 20th centuries saw the most dramatic period in Girvan's growth. From its harbour, ships left and returned from elsewhere in the British Isles, the continent and the Americas with holds filled with such goods as grain, coal and lime. Meanwhile, the main local industry remained the production of cotton cloth. At the same time, the construction of the railway and advent of paddle steamers brought the first day trippers who came in large part from Glasgow to enjoy the beach and the growing number of amusements made available. Girvan to this day remains one of the most beautiful and unspoilt seaside towns in the southwest of Scotland. As you walk along many of the streets, you come across architecturally imposing private and public buildings. Perhaps the most striking building is Stumpy Tower, purpose-built in 1827 as the town jail and later used as a toll booth in Reform riots in 1832. It later formed part of the McMaster Hall, built in 1911. However, the hall burned down in 1939, leaving Old Stumpy as you see it now. Girvan has remained a popular location for tourists mainly due to the town's coastal location and the various attractions which the location brings. One of the town's more well-known attractions is its beautiful golf course, which shares the same stunning views towards Ailsa Craig as its neighbour Turnberry. The course was designed by James Braid, after whom the first hole was named, and has had few alterations since its inception in 1902, providing a golfing test of considerable charm and aesthetic pleasure. Another major draw for tourists is the boat trips to Ailsa Craig. This island, located approximately 10 miles west of Girvan, used to be quarried for its rare type of microgranite with rebecite, which is used to make curling stones. Although quarry blasting is no longer allowed, loose granite rock from the island is still used for manufacture into curling stones. Formed from the volcanic plug of an extinct volcano, the now uninhabited island has become a bird sanctuary, providing a home for a huge number of gannets and an increasing number of puffins. Girvan's beaches also remain a draw for visitors, with the white sand that stretches over a mile long and provides stunning views to Ailsa Craig and the Kintyre Peninsula from wherever you are. It is the harbour though which remains the main focus of the town. For hundreds of years it has been the centre of attraction for visitors and a base for the fishing industry. Today the harbour can offer convenient mooring facilities for visiting yachts, fishing vessels and an increasing number of pleasure crafts, as well as many lifeboats sent here from all over Scotland to be refurbished at Noble's Boatyard. Alexander Noble & Son established their boatyard at Newton Kennedy, Girvan in 1946 and have continued to build and repair ships, mainly fishing vessels and lifeboats, ever since. I interviewed one of the lifeboat technicians currently working at Noble's and asked him to explain a little about the business and their current projects.
There's about 24 or 25 guys work there, and then there's the office staff and there's the Nobles themselves, so get you over 30 anyway. Maybe only half of them actually work, but like I said, just now we're refitting all the 7 class lifeboats with new MTU engines. So take the cats out, stick the MTUs in, and general service, change everything that needing change to go with the engines, and tidy up every 3 years or every 5 years. They've changed it again, so just general servicing on the boat, whatever else needs done, really.
While Girvan has certainly benefited hugely from Noble's and the town's seaside attractions, it owes a lot of its current success to the local William Grant & Sons whisky distillery. William Grant & Sons Limited is an independent, family-owned Scottish company which distills Scotch whisky and other selected categories of spirits. Established in 1887 by William Grant, it is now run by the descendants of the founder. It is the largest of the handful of Scotch whisky distillers remaining in family ownership. The Girvan distillery, on the Ayrshire coast, produces one of the industry's finest and most sought-after grain whiskies. The Girvan site is also home to Grant's Scotch whisky and the Hendrick's Gin Palace. Right next to the Girvan site is the Ailsa Bay distillery, which was built in 2007. The site was previously home to the Lady Burn single malt distillery, which closed in 1975. The expansion follows the continued growth of Grant's whisky and the anticipation of increased demand for Scotch whiskies in the future, with new markets opening up across the world. I was able to interview a relative of mine who previously worked at the Girvan distillery, and so I asked him why exactly they chose to build a site here.
We came to Girvan because we had we had the water from Penpapel, and the old town council at the time, they gave us cheap water. You know, nothing's cheap whenever you're building a work. But the old town council says, bring your labour to the coast and we will give you plenty of water, enough that you need. So therefore we plumped for Girvan.
As we can now see, Girvan's success is almost entirely due to its coastal location. Its busy harbour and outstanding views are what help define the town and attract visitors from further afield every year.